Hey there, welcome back to Blacklist Universe. Today we're going to be doing BAZZ from Concord. This is a interesting character with some peculiar attributes, and we're going to try to hold on to a couple of those while we do a redesign to make it look something more appealing. We'll get to that in 30 seconds, but let me introduce myself. I'm Mike S. Miller, 32-year veteran of the comic book industry, DC, Marvel, Game of Thrones, Hedge Knight artist, and creator of numerous intellectual properties, including Lone Star, available now at LoneStarComic.com. Now I'm here to give my take on where my industry has gone, where the general media landscape has taken our culture over the span of my lifetime, and where I'd like to see it go in the future. I'm not here to hate everything or to assume the worst for clicks, but I am here to fight the culture war, as I have been doing since the AOL message boards were a thing back in 1996. I am that old. If you think the culture is worth saving and worth fighting for, please stick around and join the Blacklist Universe family. We are here to make a difference, and hope you are too. Now, back to the story. So obviously this character has some very, very unique attributes, like the big pom-pom hairdo, the huge shoulder pads. These are a couple of things I want to keep in mind, and the eyeglasses, the round eyeglasses with the very strange arrow pointing up into her forehead. I got a suggestion from one of the readers that I should that the Concord characters are supposed to be based on like 60s era science fiction, and that I was kind of taking them into sort of a more modern feel, which wasn't, I guess, the idea. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the game. I just know the character designs are just horrid. But so this initial design I do, and bonus, I did 2 designs today. So if you're looking at this one and you're like, why is she in a dress? Because the idea of the 60s era sci-fi girl, I went and I looked at Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers and Barbarella, Logan's Run, all these things, and it was all very flowing. Yeah, they had those big pointed shoulder pads sometimes, especially in Buck Rogers. No, Flash Gordon. And the the chiffon and all this kind of stuff, and I'm doing it, and I'm like, I am sticking to the 60s kind of theme, and I'm trying to maintain some of the design elements that they've got there, including the pointing on the coat or whatever it was. But honestly, it got to a point where I was like, this just isn't working, and I just kept trying to make it work, sometimes just something isn't working, and eventually at some point you just have to give up. Now obviously I hadn't given up at this point, because I was referencing, I was trying to pick out design elements that I thought might look good, creating this, again, 60s sci-fi feel for a female character. And it just was not working. I don't know, maybe if I try to get rid of some of the different elements that pre-existed, like the glasses and the pom-pom hairdo, maybe stand her less aggressively, maybe it could have worked. But really, it just ended up looking like this, and I just felt myself fighting all the way through it. It felt like an assignment at school that you just didn't want to complete. And so I was trying to just get through it, and gosh darn it, and then I got to this face, and I sketched the face over the original, and I realized it's like this is a man's face, and it's got a man's jaw, and so I have to go in and sort of reshape it. I know I'm doing the glasses right now, but I had to go back in here and give it more of a feminine face, feminine jaw, feminine neck, and I realized that this is, I'm not even 100% sure, but I think I heard that this is a questionable gender character in the game, and yeah, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it into a girl. So the girl, there you go. I trimmed down the chin, trimmed down the neck. Now the stance, I can't do anything about the stance. The stance is like action ready, kind of squatting, weird. But not appropriate for the kind of design I was doing with the flowing chiffon outfit, the Barbarella-esque. And here I'm you know what I'm doing? I realize I'm putting lipstick on a pig, and at a certain point, I just everything I tried, nothing was helping this to turn into something that I would be interested in playing. So I nixed it. I just nixed it. I couldn't take it anymore. I started over from scratch. I had more of a, what would be a cool kind of idea is to do sort of a roller derby, because of the big shoulder pads, right? So I'm like, shoulder pads, I don't know. For some reason it spoke like roller derby to me. So I went back in, started over, gave her the knee pads. I drew over the knee pads. I gave her the bodysuit that it kind of feels like a roller derby bodysuit. And I kind of went in that direction, which I reduced the size. Oh, by the way, look, if you can see the original, dude, they didn't know what they were doing. They were trying to do like multiple hairdos on one head. So the character had this double beehive and then double pom-poms. And it's like, how much hair can one human being have? It was just ridiculous. So anyways, I reduced the size of the pom-poms. I made them kind of more cutesy. Again, feminized the face. Started there this time. Then I kind of beefed up. Oddly, I beefed up the shoulder pads so they kind of cinch in the middle, and it becomes its own unique thing because it's not part of a coat anymore. It just becomes a design element of its own. And then I kind of dragged them down a little bit, or added extra shoulder pads coming down the arm. But I wanted the upper arm, the bicep, tricep area to be bare, along with the thighs to give it that simplified sort of roller derby-esque look. Because I remember like Rollerball. I know that wasn't 60s, but Rollerball was a movie from the 70s. So I'm aiming close to the right decade here. I didn't want to get too crazy on design elements either, because I don't know. I think in this case you have such a heavy design element with the head and the shoulder pads that I wanted to kind of let the eye relax and rest on the rest of it, and just have large, I don't want to say plain, but large undetailed areas where I'll let the variation in color, because you have the dark skin tone, and then I'm always going to do a two-tone. I shouldn't be talking about the colors just yet, but yeah, and there it is. That's very, it's feminine, it's athletic, it's, I don't know, got a great silhouette to it, and I think it's a winner. Now I go in with the colors, and again, tinting, toning, just basic 3-shade color, anime style coloring, just to get the indication of shape and form and light that you want from your coloring, instead of just a big flat color scheme. Going in. So yeah, I wanted from the elbows down and from the knees down to have it not just be flesh, right? I didn't want to like just have flesh all over the place, but I wanted to have it's great because the darker skin tone is a great color of its own, and then you have the two tones that I'm going to drop in here as I tend to do, right? I do two basic tones, and then I'll use something for highlights or for accents. In this case, actually, I went back to the original color choice, at least for the skin that I chose, which was teal, and then I balanced the teal out. You'll see it here in a second after I'm done with all the rendering. Gosh, it looks like she's a clay model, huh? Here I just hit up the highlights, because like as I mentioned in the other videos, when you're using bright white highlights, it indicates like the hardness of a surface. So yeah, the elbow pads, the knee pads, and the glasses, and then a little bit of sheen on the whatever earring or the lips, just to make that glossy. but you don't want to overdo it because she's not wearing like steel shoulder pads or anything. You know, everything else is just material. This is a much softer character than the ones I've been doing previously. You want to do lighter highlights on areas that are softer material. So I do have the 2 different tones of white highlights on this, and yeah, then we go into color selection, and like I said, I use the original teal, or some close enough to the original teal that nobody's going to complain. And then I kind of I was like, where do I want to balance this out on the teal? Because I do want to bring it all the way down, shoulders to legs, but keeping in mind that I have to use a contrasting color to balance it out as well. So, you know, I went teal, purple, and then I was like selecting colors around, trying to switch it around to see if something would work better. And it's funny, I kept coming back to the purple and teal. That there just looked like she's wearing Mammy's underwear. But then I brought the purple from her bodysuit all the way back down to her shoes. Kind of hit it here and there, just to balance those 2 colors out. And then here I come in with, it's not highlights, it's, I can't remember the word. I just used the stinking word. But anyways, I hit it with white accents. Accents, that's the word I was looking for. Duh, I'm an idiot. And because she's not a robot, so like in the other robots ones, I would use gray to kind of tone that out and give indications. But here it's like you can use black or dark gray, or you can use white, and it doesn't really take away from the 2 hue contrast, right? It just becomes accents and features. So like here I don't want to use all white, right? So here I drop in a dark gray, almost a black, so that I can use straps and whatnot. And again, it doesn't contrast with the other colors that I have, because really when you look at her and you have the skin tone, it is 3 colors or 3 hues. But like I said, I'm here with doing the color variations, you know, for the different skins. You could download if you're going to do different skins with different colors and exchanges. But ultimately, I just kept coming back to the teal and purple combination. I just think it works really well with the darker skin tone, the brown skin tone. And, you know, just a little highlight with the red lipstick and the blue glasses and just little tiny variations and whatnot. I mean, the black and white looks cool, but I ended up right back where I started. And so, you know, sometimes you get it right the first time out at bat. Although, honestly, I didn't get it right the first time when I was doing the actual design work. I did get it right the first time with the color work on the final piece. Anyways, this is BAZZ from Concord. At least the way I would have designed her if they had hired me to design her. My name is Mike. Hope you enjoyed this. If you like this kind of content, let me know. If you have suggestions for whatever characters you might want me to do next, let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for all notifications so you don't miss the next video. I'll see you guys next time on Blacklist Universe.